Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another week of That's a Wrap. Today we have a lot of things on the docket, mostly minor across the table. Our main feature is going to be the new Scream movie.
Yes.
Not really Scream 5, but like
It's Scream 5.
It's Scream
It's
5.
Scream 5.
We'll talk about why that's significant. I don't know. Anyways, we'll save that for the discussion.
Yes.
We have a couple of things to kick us off. Well, first of all, how could I forget? I'm hosting today as the researcher. I'm Austin Jameson. Joining me is
Anthony Gentry.
believe
hello.
it or not,
Austin,
yes.
what's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, I think genuinely, I don't usually have good answers for these types of questions because it's like really stressful. Because like I like a lot of movies,
Yeah.
but like anyways, for horror movies, I would say the Conjuring films.
Okay.
If I had to pick one, I don't want to say the second one because never mind. I was going to say they're British, but I realize I'm now live. British people are cool. That was mostly a joke.
Mostly.
But the second Conjuring was really good.
Okay.
I like them because they're horror movies with a really good plot.
I don't
But
really
you
like
don't-
the Conjuring movies.
That's okay.
I mean, I
it's-
watched the first one
Mhm.
very late at night after I watched the second Annabelle movie, and I thought that was a comedy. That was like my favorite comedy that year. Annabelle,
I've not seen the
I think
Annabelle
Creation.
movies.
That I mean, I've only seen Annabelle 1 and
Mhm.
or not Annabelle 1, Annabelle 2 and Conjuring.
Mhm.
And then after watching that, I watched Conjuring and didn't think it was that good.
Mhm.
But who knows? I might like it.
Yeah.
I'm mainly a scaredy cat,
Mhm.
so I don't really watch a lot of horror movies.
Yeah, I'd consider Conjuring not particularly scary. Even like it, I guess it has its moments. You could say.
Yeah.
But it. I don't know. I haven't seen it in like probably a couple months. I watched them all probably like half a year ago, all
Mhm.
in like quick succession before the third one came out.
Yeah.
But I don't remember being particularly scared by it. But I do just really enjoy having protagonists who aren't like completely stupid,
Oh yeah.
and aren't like Scream style, like
Mhm.
I'm gonna open the door, it's a Ghostface, and like just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's putting logic in horror movies, which is hard to do.
I think some of my favorite horror movies, I just looked them up. Jordan Peele's
Oh yeah,
horror movies, Get Out and
Mhm.
Us.
I saw Get Out
I
recently.
really enjoyed.
Yeah,
It I like.
I don't know.
I
I've
like
not-
chapter 1 more than 2.
I've not seen the original It, but in terms of the first two the new two
Oh, yeah.
movies, I feel like the first one was decent. I'd
Yeah.
say. Shout out to Egg Boy, my favorite quote from that movie. But otherwise,
I
kinda
don't
just
like I don't like the second one.
the second one felt like I don't want to say cash grab, but it
Mhm.
felt like it didn't need to exist.
Yeah.
Um,
I also really enjoy Ready or Not, which going into our review,
mhm.
it was directed by the same people who did Scream 2022.
Cool.
So anyway,
Mhm.
oh, also,
Yes.
we put out a post,
Yes.
a story post saying, "What's your favorite scary movie?" Usually we post the replies. I forgot. So,
That's
um,
okay.
Olive Garden on Instagram,
Mhm.
not the restaurant, says
The Olive Garden
says their favorite not restaurant
restaurant.
horror movie
Uh-huh.
is It.
Okay.
Robbie Petticord says The Shining, which I've only seen parts of, but I really just gotta sit down and watch that movie.
It is a long movie.
Yeah.
The first half, I think I watched it all in one sitting when it was like a late night, and I feel like confidently I could skip the first half of the movie and
really?
still completely get enjoyment because you don't really.
Okay.
The wind up is so excruciating.
Yeah, but I feel like that's part of the enjoyment, like just the slow descent into madness.
I agree. However, you have to stay awake through it to get the
Okay.
enjoyment of the second half. But I did
yeah.
really like it whenever I watched it.
And then The Lonely Singer 1
I've not heard
said...
of it. Oh wait, I thought. Never
No,
mind.
this is the user, yes.
Gotcha.
They said either A Quiet Place or The Shining.
Cool. That's solid.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of The Quiet Place, but I like 2.
You like the second one?
I like it more than the first one. Yeah.
How? Really?
I don't know. For the first one, it just felt kind of basic to me.
What do you
I
mean?
don't know. Like
No,
it felt
what do
like
you
the
mean
writing was
basic?
off.
There was no writing. They were
Exactly.
quiet. That's the point. I thought
But
that was
in
an awesome movie.
In the second one, I don't know. I just felt like
And I think the first one was leagues ahead of the second, because the first one is like, to quote our favorite like bald car driver, it's about family, and you don't. It was a really good story,
it just didn't
across
grab
the
me.
board. Okay.
I really want to like it.
You're a
It's
scaredy
just it
cat.
didn't grab
That's
me
okay.
as much. I am a
That's okay.
scaredy cat. All right, so
I think Quiet Place now. I haven't watched that movie.
we
in a
have
while.
we have a lot of things on the docket.
Yes.
I guess. Do you want to start with the Batman? Because that'll probably be fast.
Yeah, that's just like a little tidbit.
The Batman is 3 hours long.
3 hours
It does
long.
not
Is it
need
like
to be 3. It's 2 hours and
180?
55 minutes. So 5 minutes shy
Okay.
of 3 hours. And that means,
Yikes.
but that also means there's going to be a post-credit scene because it's a superhero movie.
Mhm.
So you have to sit through the entire thing.
Oh my god.
And
well, my respects go out to any movie theater employees, especially those who have to stay.
yeah.
Not fun.
Yeah, it won't be.
Oh
When
my
I
God,
heard-
that's gonna suck.
When I heard Avengers Endgame was 3 hours,
Mm-hmm.
I got excited because there's a lot to do with Endgame. It was the culmination.
Mm-hmm.
With the Batman, it's Batman. It's like it's not
Yeah.
this big culmination of things. I expected at most like maybe 2.5 hours, and that'd be kind of
Mhm.
stretching it a little bit because that's really long. But 3 hours, I feel like that's way too
Now,
much.
you said that it de-escalated your hype for
It
the
did.
movie.
It de-escalated my hype because I was worried that they'd be doing a lot with this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And with 3 hours, it kind of confirmed that they're going to be
Right.
doing a lot. And I'm not saying it's going to make the movie bad,
Mm-hmm.
but when you do a lot, that means there's a bigger chance of not everything working out.
Mm-hmm. I agree to a certain point. I'd say my hype for the movie is like remained consistent.
Mm.
My expectations aren't super high, but considering that I'm not really like a huge Batman fan or like DC fan in the first place,
Mm.
and that I'd say I have like Joker levels of excitement for this one, where it's like everybody's looking forward to go seeing it. I'm looking forward to go seeing it.
Oh yeah,
but,
I'm
like,
still
I'm not.
looking forward to this movie.
like-
I'm still hyped,
Yeah.
but just that length, I don't know. I still trust Matt Reeves.
Mhm.
He is a great director.
I still just get to see Edward in a Batman suit for
Yes.
extra amount of time now.
Yeah. What's next up?
Next, we can talk about the new trailer for the one and only Moon Knight that just came out.
Knight.
It's going to be, besides, well, I guess you could count Hawkeye as this, but like the introduction of a completely new, like character, hero, even in the like MCU.
Yeah, I feel like this is more so though
In the
because
show
Hawkeye was kind of like
Hawkeye is
with
still
Jeremy Renner, but then leading the way for Kate Bishop.
right.
But this is a full-on origin show,
Exactly.
and I'm so excited for that.
They have with like movies and such, you only have so much time to
Develop the character.
exactly. Like Shang-Chi was a good movie and I enjoyed it, but I definitely still my gut feeling says there's depth there that we're not breaking into with
Oh, yeah.
Shang-Chi because it felt like just like a surface level action-packed movie. And you don't, but I don't feel like I know Shang-Chi. I haven't seen him interact with like anyone really.
Yeah, because like
Um,
in every one of his kind of like past things was kind of in montages,
Mm-hmm.
except for the scene where spoilers when his mom dies.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if we got more of his past, seeing like the training and him having to go out on the mission,
Right.
that might have enhanced his character a little bit more.
It definitely felt like with Shang-Chi, we saw a lot more of him like punching and fighting than him ever talking.
Yeah,
which
and that's why I'm excited for Moon Knight because
Yeah.
it feels like in the trailer, you're not going to get a lot of Moon Knight in the first few episodes.
Mhm.
You're going to get the build up to it,
I agree.
and I am so excited. It just seems like apparently the character has a dissociative
Yes.
identity disorder,
Correct.
and so that means he has all these different personalities,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets chosen by this Egyptian god,
Yes.
which I I am wondering how they're gonna fit that into the Marvel universe.
It's gonna get wacky, bro.
Yeah, 'cause
I think
we have
we're gonna have
Norse
to break
gods
out some
with
Percy
Thor.
Jackson rules.
Maybe, yeah. We have like Norse gods with Thor. Then we have the Celestials and
Mhm.
all that. So it's gonna be interesting how they fit in now Egyptian gods.
Yes.
Unless it's not an Egyptian god and it's something else.
Mm-hmm. Let me go ahead. I'm looking up the official show description.
Yeah.
Because it summarized it pretty decently.
Yeah, I just heard. Sadly, one of the stars of Moon Knight, just passed away today. He was going to be a Midnight Man. I'm not
Gotcha.
exactly sure, but
Gotcha. I've never heard about that.
may he rest in peace.
Yeah. Here's the description. The show stars, or that's good. That's not what I read earlier.
Here,
Well, anyways, from what do you have it?
yeah, a
Okay,
former
go for it.
U.S. Marine struggling with dissociative identity disorder is granted the powers of an Egyptian moon god, but he soon finds out that these newfound powers can be both a blessing and a curse to his troubled life.
Cool. Yeah, I'm like just across the board. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I don't know Moon Knight well, and
that's what gets
This
me
is-
excited.
this is my favorite era of Marvel like phases.
Mm-hmm.
Is when we get the new IPs, like, and that I don't know anything about them. Doctor Strange is the first one that comes to mind, where I had no idea what this guy was, and before
Guardians
the
of
movie,
the Galaxy.
right? Guardians of the Galaxy was supposed to flop.
It
And
was.
Marvel is not broke, that's for sure. And so now we're on. Are we still Phase 4?
Phase 4
technically?
now. Yeah.
It's we are neck deep. We are submerged in the MCU now, and we're still getting these new like recognizable IPs such as Moon Knight.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
I hope we get like, and we're gonna get Blade here soon. Eventually,
yes. Yeah.
I don't see a future where Moon Knight and Blade don't interact.
Oh,
at
I
some
feel
point.
like I don't know if Mahershala Ali will be in the show,
Mhm.
but I feel like there's a chance.
Right. For the end credit of Eternals,
Yeah, you get his voice.
is apparently Blade.
Yeah.
So he's like,
So
we're
he's
rolling.
already in. Like,
Yeah. I look. Oscar Isaac looks like he's having a
yeah,
good time, and
Oscar
he's doing a really
Isaac
good job.
is so good, and Ethan Hawke in this as like this
Yeah.
kind of sort of cult leader.
Yeah,
it looks like
I don't
who
know.
is leading Moon Knight to like his powers.
I'm not sure how that's supposed to work yet, and I'm really interested to find out.
I'm really intrigued to see how this show pans out. It comes out March 30th,
cool.
so not too long of a wait.
Yeah, they have so much room to explore a character without getting bogged down by like Stark and other connections to the like main MCU that we're familiar with.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna be like, I don't know. I'm not gonna super raise my expectations. I really like Moon Knight, and I'm really excited to see where this actually ends up going.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be just a good time.
Especially
And-
what looks like his brutality.
Yes,
That's going to be good.
we also the posters for the movie
Yes.
have like MCU's apparently realized that all their previous posters are crap. It's like they're tired of just putting all the actors' faces on the main posters. I'm sure we'll still get like
we're still going to get that.
a Oscar Isaac.
Just wait for
like,
Doctor Strange. It's going to be a bunch of
Yeah.
Stranges, and then
I don't know.
Scarlet
Oh my
Witch.
goodness, nothing will beat the Spider-Man posters because they were
Oh,
3
yeah.
for 3. They were awful.
Yeah.
Let's see. We can talk about. Do you want to talk about anything else with Moon Knight?
Oh, no, I'm good.
right.
I'm really excited to see it.
Switch comic companies.
To Peacemaker.
Yes.
Yes. So this is a spin-off
Mhm.
of the Suicide Squad, focusing solely on John Cena's Peacemaker.
Yes.
And they released the first 3 episodes on HBO Max.
Oh, all at the same time?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then they're going to do week by week for the
How many
rest.
episodes are there going to be?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Probably around 10-ish or 8.
Dang.
This show is awesome. It
Really?
is so good. John Cena nails it in this role.
Mhm.
And I know, that's the thing. Like, you don't really see him as this great actor. But
I don't see him.
you can't see him.
But
But he is so good in this. And James Gunn brings, like, his... What?
does he direct it?
Yeah.
Is James... Oh, really?
Yeah, James Gunn, he wrote and directed Suicide Squad. He wrote and
You're right.
directed Peacemaker.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That
and
might convince me. That
yeah,
alone.
he brings his wild energy to
Mhm.
the show, and Peacemaker
Interesting.
and all of the other characters in this show are pieces of trash.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like they don't reward them for being pieces of trash.
Mm-hmm.
They recognize, the show recognizes it, and they tell you, like, look at these people, look at how horrible they are.
Nice.
And they do it in such a way, it's so funny. The action is really good too. There's a scene where John Cena is kind of like trying to escape from police,
Mm-hmm.
and this team that he's with, for one, they tell him they're at the front of the building, go out the back.
Mm-hmm.
So Peacemaker looks out the front like window of the building, and then the cops see him. They say, he's right there. And the other one say, you didn't trust us? Like, you thought I was bluffing? Like,
Uh-huh.
And so now he has to escape them. And so all he does is he keeps jumping from balcony to balcony.
Uh-huh.
And it shouldn't be that funny, but it is, just because he keeps just falling
Cool.
on his face. And this, I don't want to spoil too much, just
Mhm.
because it's so good all around. The opening credits sequence is the best title sequence I have ever seen.
Like
I'm not going to say
Of
anything
everything?
of any TV show.
Oh
And
my
I know that's
goodness.
kind of weird to say, the title sequence.
Mhm.
But no, this is something that you never want to skip.
Okay.
It's so good. And Eagly, he has a pet eagle named Eagly.
Okay.
For anyone who doesn't know, Peacemaker is kind of this American, like really American kind of guy.
Yeah.
And his like kind of motto is, I fight for peace no matter how many men, women, and children I have to kill to get it.
Uh-huh.
And
He was
And,
really good in the Suicide Squad.
he was.
I okay. First Suicide Squad. Oh my god. That might be the only movie so far that I've ever actually just wanted to walk out of if I wasn't watching it with other people. It was so incredibly bad, and I genuinely just did not like it at all.
I didn't hate it.
I'm sorry. The second one, however, the Suicide Squad, I really, really liked.
I really enjoyed
James
it.
Gunn.
Yeah.
You had a very nice crew and cast of just like very expressive people, and like I don't know, I don't have enough specific examples from the first one, but it had a lot of things that it did better.
Yes, and as you know, he has a ridiculous costume, especially this helmet.
True, yeah,
it's just this weird
chrome
metal
dome.
helmet. Yeah, but they give it a reason in the show.
Do they?
Like his helmets have these powers that he
Is
can
like
activate.
Magneto? That's stupid.
Well, no, it's like one of it is, it's funny because it just has like weird powers. One of it's like he can swim underwater without like having to breathe, but one of them is like the sonic boom. And so all he has to do is put on the helmet and say, activate sonic boom. And you see that happen, and you see, like, this is no joke. This is serious, the helmet. So it makes you respect it a little
Weird.
more.
Okay.
Just the helmet, but it's still ridiculous. It's
I
still
don't know.
great. But anyway,
Yeah.
first 3 episodes are out. The next episode comes out tomorrow.
Yes.
You should go check it out.
8 episodes. In
8
total.
episodes, okay.
Another mini segment that I won't be able to speak on too much is it a sequel series?
It's more of a spin-off, I guess.
Okay. Well,
My favorite TV show is How I Met Your Mother. I love that show. I will defend the final episode to no end. It is perfect, and I don't care what you say. So they came out with a spin-off show called How I Met Your Father, which is basically just how it sounds. It's just someone telling her kids how she met their father. And it stars Hilary Duff, and I don't know, a few other people I don't know.
is it characters from the first show, or is
It's
it like
not.
a whole?
It's completely different.
Okay, that. Okay.
There's only one thing similar, and that is one location. It's an apartment that is kind of like the hangout spot that they had in How I Met Your Mother, like their apartment. It was all right, you know. I did have some good laughs, peppered throughout. It wasn't great, but I think it shows promise, and that's
Fair
all
enough.
I want from it. I just want it to be good enough. And
How
what it
many
was.
episodes are out right now of it?
Only two. It's gonna go week by week. It's on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
do you have
that was-
anything else? Any small things you want to talk about?
Boba Fett's still, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I've still not had the drive to watch any more episodes of it.
Yeah, I was, I guess we did talk about it last week, but that
Yeah,
episode kind of
there's-
got canned.
That did. For any of you who are listening right now and didn't tried to check in last week, perhaps we had a little issue.
Yeah,
with,
apparently we did have 2 live listeners.
Oh,
So-
thank you very much.
Yeah.
For anybody listening right now as well.
Yeah.
On our soundboard that we have here in the studio, for reasons unknown, there was an effect switch turned on
Yes.
and turned all the way max.
Made our voices sound very odd.
Yes, it sounded like we were making negotiations for. Anyways.
Yeah. I mean, we still have the episode, so who knows? We may just release it
Yeah,
one day.
That'll be. You'll have to tune in.
It'll be a fundraiser. Like, give us,
Yeah.
give us some
Okay.
money. And
We'll release the lost episode.
yeah.
But we checked. Hopefully that's not happening right now. If it is, well,
Well, that
that
sucks.
was a good run.
Yeah.
But
So
anyways,
yeah, Boba Fett.
Yeah.
We talked about this kind of. It's just not getting better.
Yeah.
I
One
mean,
of these,
the 4th episode is kind of better,
you keep
but
saying that
it's-
about all of them though.
I guess.
And then it's always with a.
Oh no, I said the 3rd episode was not better.
Okay.
The 3rd episode is bad. They bring in the Power Rangers.
Okay.
Literally, these like 5 just random teenagers who are broke but somehow have cybernetic enhancements that cost so much money. Drive these 5 different colored like little scooters.
Oh my god.
They're the Power
Okay.
Rangers.
Well, I'm not gonna ask. I will
But the
figure
4th
that out the hard way.
Yeah,
I'm
I was watching it today,
Mhm.
the 4th episode, and as I was watching it, I was just thought, I don't like this.
I one of these future episodes we're gonna start, and I'm gonna be like, well, I finished Boba Fett. I'm just gonna watch it all in one like span, most likely.
Yeah.
I've been to. I just finished Breaking Bad the other day. Have
okay.
you watched that?
I love that show. It is so good.
Absolutely.
Did you watch the movie?
I've not watched El Camino
Okay.
yet. I've just finished the main show. I guess I'll watch El Camino and then I'll start Better Call Saul.
I'm waiting
Uh,
for that to finish.
Fair
I
enough.
think they're on the last season.
Yeah, I think they're starting soon because I remember there was the news with Bob Odenkirk. when
Yeah,
like,
he got injured or
he like
or he had a stroke.
some-
I think.
I don't remember specifically what it was, but
Yeah.
he fell on set, and they like 1 second. Let's see, Bob.
Yeah, but he was just in the hospital for a few days, so they had to delay shooting.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, so Breaking Bad was phenomenal.
It was.
I don't know what else to say. We need a lot longer of an episode if we're gonna sit down and talk about that. And it's also not a movie, and also not recent.
It's fine. Though.
Shows count, but
It's fine.
Anyways,
Boba Fett, not good.
no-
I'm still gonna watch it because of
Yeah.
Star Wars, and I feel contractually obligated to.
yeah,
But it's just
that's the vibe.
I don't know. There's just something about it. Boba feels dumb. He's like they turned him into a dumb character.
Yeah, that's like my biggest complaint. I think from what I've seen,
Yeah.
and from what it sounds, that will not be changing.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess we can move on.
Yeah, let's
to
go
our
ahead.
main topic.
Talk about Scream 5.
Scream 5.
Scream 5. It is the newest release in the Scream franchise. It is the only movie not directed by, I believe, Wes Craven.
Yes.
He unfortunately passed away in
2015.
2015 from cancer. However, and this movie wasn't supposed to happen. Nobody really intended on more Scream films being made without
Mhm.
Wes. But I believe I'm gonna use one of my like handful of fun facts already.
They do a good tribute to him.
They do. It was like, well, let's just get into the review. It'll explain itself
Yeah.
really. Initial thoughts. What did you think?
I had a good time with this movie.
Did you?
What about you?
I did as well. I
All
really
right,
enjoyed
thank
it.
you. That's a
All
wrap.
Everybody join us next week at 4. But this is your only Scream film that
Yeah,
you've
I
seen.
watched about half of the first Scream,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just had work and other things, so I just had to leave.
Mhm.
I liked it. I just couldn't
Yeah.
finish it. I hear that every Scream is about like something else. Like the first Scream is about horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
The second Scream is about sequels.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about the third one,
Yeah.
but the fourth one is about reboots,
Mm-hmm.
and this one is about requels.
Requels, yes.
Which is a reboot but semi-sequel where you bring back legacy characters to kind of reboot the franchise.
Yes. It was, as you'd expect with Scream, extremely meta.
It was so meta.
And it was like the morning before I watched Scream, it was the Friday whenever it came out, I watched the first one. Because I don't know, I saw somewhere that for the new one, you really don't have to see the old Screams. Like, this one establishes the story, and it kind of tells you what you need to know.
I heard that, too.
That is completely untrue.
Wrong.
If you want to enjoy this movie, at least watch the first one.
I mean...
At least the first one.
I had limited knowledge. I already, knew what happens in Scream, so I knew, who the killers were and, kind of the gist of it.
Yes.
But you really need to watch the others to fully understand this movie.
In this movie, they canonize the older Scream movies by calling them Stab.
Yeah, I did like that.
I liked it a lot.
I hear they do that in the other.
Do
Scream.
they?
I think on Scream 3,
okay.
they visit the set of Stab 3, and then that's where the killers come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's where a lot of my I wish, because whenever I watched Scream 1, I really enjoyed it. I was like, that was a really good movie. I watched it a little bit for one of our club meetings a while back.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had to leave to do a podcast, so we never got to finish it. And then, finishing it up, I really liked it. It was really, funny and, decently self-aware enough where it's, able to make fun of itself, which is what you want in, a horror comedy. And then I didn't have time to watch the others because I was already the plans were set for this one.
Yeah.
So I went straight into this one after watching the first, and it was there's so many things that I'm missing here still that I would have taken even more enjoyment out of Scream, the new Scream, if I'd seen everything else.
Yeah. I do think, as we said, this movie is about requels and everything. Even though I enjoyed the movie, I don't think they really went in as much as they could with, what a requel is and, kind of poking the holes in it while being that itself.
Yeah.
Without going into spoiler territory, too, I liked the killer's motivations. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. That was, well, I guess it's hard to talk about spoilers with this movie, and this is one of the notes that I put down for myself, was that it's hard to talk about a movie that is mirroring an older version of itself.
Yeah, it really is mirroring a lot of the first one.
The things that we saying that isn't a spoiler, but watching the movie, you can predict the beats yourself.
Yeah.
Which is also the point of Scream, is that you can sit there and watch through it and basically write it all down before it happens for yourself.
The very first scene is a big mirror of the first Scream.
Correct.
Where you this...
And it's shown in the trailer, so we can talk about it.
This woman's home alone. She gets a call. What's your favorite scary movie?
Right.
Do you want to play a game? Mm-hmm. Things like that. She gets attacked.
And it's just open the front door.
Yeah. They do spin it on its head a little bit, which I thought was clever.
Yeah.
But then, they do, in that scene, she locks her doors with, her phone, and they keep going unlocked, locked, unlocked. And I thought that was cool. I thought, more of the movie was going to be kind of using technology. Yeah, using technology. They don't do that.
I personally didn't really have the expectation of that.
Yeah, I just thought they were setting that up, so I was kind of hoping for more of that.
Yeah, that definitely just seemed like a modern technology gag where it's oh, here's your locks and Alexas, and now it's gonna turn on you and let the killer in.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be a good way to have a twist on Scream.
I feel
sorry, you can go
to a certain point they across the board they do modernize it.
Oh yeah.
Because with just all the new characters that aren't the legacy characters, they feel very abstract. It's it's a really weird balance that I think I appreciate, where it doesn't feel like they're the characters from the original at all. Yeah. Each character, they fill a slot of their own. They talk about it. It's the rules. You have the smart one. You have the killers who blend in and such. And those characters fill their roles, but they're still they're 2020. Well, I think it's 30 years after the original. I don't know. It's modern.
Yes.
and those characters feel modern as well. They don't feel like
I agree.
cliche horror movie like. But I guess I don't know if we can really talk about that. There's a certain deviation in the opening sequence.
Yeah.
With the girl.
And it kind of. It's a big plot point for the movie. I think it's okay. Just
I think
because
it happens. I think it's shown again. Is that she doesn't die?
Yeah, she survives. And so that is a kind of big driving force for the movie.
But with that point, like, it still deviates, but it still remains in the Scream formula, and I feel like they did a good enough job of keeping originality, but mixing it with the original source.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I really liked it for that reason.
We haven't even talked about, it's a horror movie, the kills. They are gory.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
They go all out kind of for this. There's one kill that I really loved where they kind of play with you by
god, I know what you're talking about.
Where like the big horror movie cliche where the person like opens the door and then the music swells up. And then they close, and there's the killer, but nope, there's nothing there.
Goodness.
And so it just keeps happening, and I was cracking up.
That was really good. There's like little things like that, building it all together, and creating a fun experience out of a movie that's like wouldn't be funny if they didn't know what they were actually doing.
Yeah,
it was just like fun. It was a good, enjoyable movie, and I did not expect that really. Like I didn't before seeing the first Scream. And then we have, like, let me pull up my little cast list here. We have a really good cast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have, I think, 5 legacy characters come back. That's Courtney Cox, Neve Campbell, David Arquette.
Yes.
The woman who plays Judy Hicks. And then a 5th mystery character. We're not going to say.
Okay. That's fair.
I mean, I guess we can, but...
we'll leave. It's early, but we'll leave that.
I thought it was a cool concept.
It was really weird.
Yeah, I don't think it was
true.
Handled very well.
I feel like that's a good point that I've not really thought about myself yet. Is that like that's never really addressed,
especially how it's wrapped up.
Yeah, because it's like it's talked about and it's like it's made kind of important, but it's the appearance of this character isn't what's important. It's the character, like, and its connections itself.
Yeah.
So I don't think the way they implement it was necessary. They could have just been like, here's a yearbook or something, or here's like a like something like that.
And I thought, I know we're being very vague. We just don't want to spoil anything.
Right.
But I thought when this character came in, it was going to change. Like a very specific character and how the movie was going to go. Yeah. And then it didn't.
That's fair.
I feel like they could have even played with that because a lot of requels, like the new Star Wars trilogy, brings in these plot elements which ends up not having to do with anything. And they could have played with that, but instead they kind of fall into the same trap.
I agree.
It just doesn't lead to anywhere.
There is like... especially talking about this, it's hard because you got to be careful where you step for talking about it.
Probably maybe the last 10 minutes have like a little spoiler.
We can
discussion,
but we should just consider. We should do spoiler bonus episodes.
We should.
That'd be fun.
Let us know if you want that.
Yeah, I think that'd be like fun. We could probably ask for a little more time in the studio and do like a 20-minute bonus
spoiler talk. Yeah,
it's like That's a Wrap minis.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fun. But anyways, to stay on topic for the most part, let's see. I mostly have a lot of fun facts on here and like things that we've talked about where
hit me.
The movie just like, or this is not a fun fact yet, but this is just that it does a good job of completing this like a circle of Scream, where working your way. Again, I've not seen the middle movies, which is the frustrating part, but it feels like from watching the first one to watching this one that it completes itself very well, and also just complements itself in how it connects and overlaps, and it feels forced in the best way possible.
Yeah, and I will say, they do bring back the legacy characters, but they are hardly in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't mind that. I really enjoyed the new characters.
On top of the cast list, and in every trailer, you have like Nev Campbell or like and Sid and everybody
Sydney
else
Prescott.
just like all all. Check out. Are we gonna do Ice Age? That made me think of Ice Age.
We might. Well, we might do Ice Age.
That'll be 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now when it comes out on Disney Plus. It's the I don't know, Simon Pegg's character in that.
Yeah.
Buck Wild. The Adventures of Buck Wild, I think.
Okay. But anyways, yeah, they're postered all over this thing, but it's like the Zendaya Dune effect, where it's just not in it. Like her, she is.
David Arquette is in it a good amount.
He is.
I think he's really good in this movie.
I agree.
He brings a lot of heart.
Mm-hmm. That's the most frustrating thing to me is coming out of Scream 1, Dewey and like Dewey was my favorite, I think.
Yeah.
And then like we get to this one in the 5th of the franchise and he's still alive. And I'm like, well, that's good. But now if I go back and watch all the other ones, I know he's going to be fine. I know everybody's going to be fine.
Yeah.
So I wish I'd gotten to watching the new Screams before watching the new one, but it is what it is.
What can you do?
To quote Chris Hewitt of the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, I felt like this description was pretty apt. He said, "None of this is game-changing, but that's probably not what fans of the franchise want. The new movie understands the appeal of the old ones, and within that offers a few compelling variations on Scream, where it is, like I said, deviating from the original work, but still staying true to it enough to where the fans want, which in and of itself is hilarious if you've seen the movie."
Yeah.
Other than that, I just have a couple of like fun facts and stuff. We can still talk about Kingsman if you want, since that got scrapped.
Oh yeah.
We'll save that for after if we want to. Do you want to hear some fun facts?
Fun facts.
Earlier you were talking about the new Star Wars trilogy, and there was a mirror to that in the form of the Stab movies. The 8th Stab movie is referred to as the one done by the Knives Out guy.
By the Knives Out guy, yeah.
And changed up the typical Stab formula to include many new and unwelcome changes. A very obvious reference to Johnson's controversial Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Mindy name drops various franchises that have had requels in the past, such as Jurassic Park, Terminator, Halloween, Ghostbusters, and Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was funny. I don't like The Last Jedi, and you know, I could have my own podcast just
We're not
going to
go into Star Wars. We're not going to.
We need a new Spider-Man, and if it's me talking about The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, I'd be happy to. I hate those films. I love those films. I hate them, though. Do you understand?
I get that, yeah.
It's so incredibly bad.
It's more Star Wars. You get more lightsabers.
Last Jedi is probably the prettiest Star Wars film ever. It is a cinematography like heaven. But oh my God, the best thing, probably the best thing. I will get carried away. You're gonna have to strangle me to stop me. In my favorite shot of Star Wars probably ever doesn't make sense. It shouldn't happen. It's Last Jedi. Why am I talking like it's not spoilers?
Yeah. What's the shot?
The cruiser or the Honda whatever her name is. Captain, I need to sacrifice the Honda maneuver, where she shoots herself through the supremacy, and it's like
Holdo
remover. That sounds right.
No, that's Game of Thrones. That's like Hodor. Or
that
something.
Hodor is like a whole different thing. It's the Hondo maneuver. 1 second, I got this.
It's Honda. They just call it Honda.
It's the Holdo. You're right.
Oh, I was okay.
But that beautiful. Oh my God. If you got to see that in theaters and the sound just cuts out and it's like,
I saw that in 3D.
Oh my! I did too because there's no seats
Me
available.
Too.
Oh my God! Like that whole movie was just like stellar. You had Crate with the red salt, and you had so many good things, and then you had Luke drinking raw milk out of just whatever that was.
So Scream 5.
Scream 5.
Any more fun facts?
I guess. Well, I just want to talk about how
it
much
did
this movie
pretty well at the box office. I think it was like 30 million.
Yeah, I have the numbers for you. It is currently at the top. It's still beating Spider-Man by 10 million over the weekend. So Spider-Man's
Which
probably
makes
dying
sense.
off by now.
Yeah, it came out like a month ago, so
It is 30 million at Scream, 20 million at Spider-Man. You have Sing 2 creeping in the third spot. I think we should do that for our catch-up episode.
Oh, yeah,
Who am I to? We should do just like a Illumination DreamWorks, like
every Illumination movie.
and then we'll do Clifford in there as
No.
well. The 355, did that come out?
It did. I watched it. Yeah,
When did that come out?
last week.
Was that really?
Yeah, it was last week.
Was it good?
That's why we chose to do The King's Man instead of the 355.
Yeah, the 355 did not look super promising.
Yeah.
But I have some fun facts as well. Jack Quaid is I don't remember what is his name.
He was really good in this movie.
I agree. I know him from The Boys. I'm sure a lot of people do.
The Boys is a very good show.
He played Richie in Scream, in the new Scream.
That's also a meta kind of.
It is. He has been out of Scream 5. Coincidentally, his mother, Meg Ryan, was referenced in the original Scream when Dewey tells Sidney that he sees her as a young Meg Ryan.
Oh, okay.
So just kind of weird.
It's kind of cool.
Kind of a cool meta fourth wall breaking stuff there.
I know another fun fact, but it is a spoiler, so we won't say it.
This is the first. This is what we talked about. The first Scream movie not directed by Wes Craven.
Yes. It's directed by the people who made not Knives Out, Ready or Not,
yes.
which is a very good horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's also kind of meta. It's like horror comedy.
Cool.
It is. Yeah, I won't say much, but go check it out.
Fair enough. One of the characters is named Wes, or Wes in honor of him.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie where you usually get that in memory, we have a for Wes thing. And
that was
classic Ghostface jump scare at the end. I guess it's a Scream movie, or it's a Scream one. You know what I mean. And then, like all previous 4 Scream films, Roger L. Jackson is actually on the phone with characters as Ghostface, which is just a consistent nod to the old ones. You can't really.
Yeah,
It'd be
the
weird.
voice is cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's it. There's probably a million fun facts. A lot of them are spoiler territory, which is the problem.
Yeah. Like, one of my big problems with it is a spoiler, just because it involves a death of a character. And for me, it made no sense whatsoever. Because they say, like, they're going to do this. And you could have done that a certain way. But then they had to be immediately
Scream,
right
though.
there.
That is Scream.
No, because the characters have to be smart. Like, that's what the whole thing is. Like, the characters are smarter than these horror characters.
I mean, I agree. It should have been another character.
It should have
been anyone else.
Because, like, especially how they establish this character.
Yeah, for real.
It makes no sense why they do what they do.
That's fair. We can't really talk about that more without.
Yeah.
But when you watch the movie, you'll understand what we're talking about. You can listen to us again if you want. You want to hear our voice twice. I will
do a little mini spoiler episode.
Yeah. It'll just be like a minute of us talking as fast as we can on like an Instagram video.
How would you rate this?
I'd probably give this movie probably like a 82, 83.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not really great. I enjoyed watching it. I think I like the meta level of it a lot.
I'm around maybe, I think the same, like 77 to like an 80 kind of thing. I still think it's very enjoyable and worth a watch. I do have some problems. No, we're not going to go into that.
I can talk about Last Jedi.
Problems with
we have 15 minutes left, and okay, let's do the Rotten Tomatoes game thing.
Yes.
Have you looked this up?
I have not. No.
Okay, that's a first.
Well, I looked it up when it first came out, but I forget about it.
Okay. Tomato meter. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with 78.
Okay. Are you sure you want to keep that answer? That is not to influence you, but this is final answer?
Yes, because I feel like the first Scream, I think that's around a 79 or an 80, and I feel like it'd be lower.
Okay.
The audience score, I'm going to go 86.
Okay. So we have 78 for the tomato meter
Yes.
and 86 for the audience score.
Yes.
You are 3% over on both of them.
Oh,
It is
okay.
75% on the tomato meter and
Yeah.
83 on the audience score. So you were
Okay. I was
still
right there.
pretty dang on the money. Granted, with Rotten Tomato, it's like you have like 30 numbers to choose from. They don't go beneath 70% that often.
No, they
They do.
They do.
Not for the movies, like the big blockbuster movies we watch, really. However, I do have the other Scream movies pulled up. They're all ranked here.
Okay, I can guess all of them.
Okay, what is the lowest Scream? Do you want to guess the movie, or do you want me to tell you the movie and you guess the ranking?
I'm going to guess each movie's score.
Okay, let's start. Well, we'll just start with Scream 1.
I'm going to go 79.
That is correct.
Oh, okay.
That is
okay.
dead on the money. Do you know that? Did you know that? Did you have an idea?
I did look it up before, but I completely forgot. I just knew it was in that realm.
All right.
Scream 2.
Scream 2.
I'm going to go 63.
81%.
Oh. Okay.
Scream 2, my understanding of it is that it's like infamous for being one of the only movies where the sequel is better than the first movie.
Okay.
But that
Scream 3.
Scream 3.
I hear that that's almost everyone's least favorite. So I'm going to go 64.
Final answer?
Yes.
41%.
41.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not great.
Scream 4?
Scream 4.
I'm going to go 57.
57. Final answer?
Yes.
61%.
Oh, dang.
I'm switching them all up.
Yeah.
And then 2015, I have something on here.
Oh, the TV show.
Yes. It's the MTV teams with super producers.
I'm going to go 67.
Uh-oh. You have Harvey Weinstein on there, but...
What?
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, yeah, he produced
Yeah.
the originals.
Anyways, what's your guess?
67.
61% again.
Oh, okay.
And then the new one, 75.
75.
But yeah, it's an enjoyable movie.
It is. Yeah.
I recommend go seeing it
Go
if you have
watch
time. If you've watch the originals if you have time. If you don't, watch the first one at least. You'll enjoy it a lot more. But otherwise, that's what I have for Scream. Do we want to talk about Kingsman or anything else? I could talk about Last Jedi if you want.
No, we're not going to do that.
I literally could.
So we can
I'm
go
dying
into...
to.
Since we're done with that, we can go into little spoilers for Scream and then move on to Kingsman if you want.
Sure. Let me
Okay. So
do something real quick.
my big problem with it was Dewey's death.
Yes.
And that's because he says, you have to go back and shoot the killer, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But then he doesn't, he's not that far.
yeah.
He could shoot from the elevator.
Right.
But he goes right up next to Ghostface.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes and, cocks his gun.
Super slow.
Yeah, it's this big, hero moment. And that's probably what they're playing it up as. It's a big hero moment. Oh, yeah, but then he dies.
Right.
But it's not consistent with the character.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not even this has been a long time coming.
Right.
Because it's a different Ghostface every time. It's always a different killer. So
he's definitely of the legacy characters we get the most apt to handle the situation. One of his lines is I've been stabbed 9 times. It's I know what I'm doing kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's
and his death is brutal.
it's not great.
Yeah.
It's
What was your favorite death?
I wish I had a list.
I like Wes's.
Wes's?
Yeah.
Well, he's not dead.
No, he's dead.
Wes?
Yeah, Dylan Minnette.
Let me make sure I'm talking
That's
about
the one who
same.
goes through the house with all the fake jump scares. And then he gets stabbed in the throat.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was Wes.
Were you thinking of
I was thinking
one
of
of the twins?
Yes. I was
Okay.
thinking that.
I thought he should have died from all the
I agree.
stab wounds.
Whenever his girlfriend, I guess, came in,
Yeah.
and she was I don't know. I thought he was dead for sure because he was out there for a while.
He should have been dead.
But
But
that's Scream. Everybody,
Scream, yeah.
most everybody lives anyways. I think I might have liked his death. I don't know if that's the most. It was really good because it has,
yeah.
those door scenes where he opens the refrigerator. shuts it.
Yeah.
And nobody.
But then
so
even
good.
when he like goes outside, he sees his mom and he knows what's going on. It's terrifying. And then he turns around. There's Ghostface.
Right. I'm going to look up all Scream 5 deaths, and I'm gonna.
Okay. Did you figure out who the killers were?
All right, we're in deep. If you're still listening,
yes. I had a feeling it would be.
There's no
Jack
way
Quaid.
Jack Quaid was getting through this without being the guy.
I looked at him in the poster without really watching the trailers or anything. Just the way he posed, I was like, "You're the killer," especially with like that big of a name.
Right.
And then with Amber, I forgot she was in the movie. I thought she was dead or something.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of these characters,
I mean, like
not a lot, but some of them are forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just forgot she was in it. And then she shot the other forgettable one.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay.
That whole discussion, it's like it is just the original movie. You have the love interest, and then you have the like crazy party boy who just wants to go along with it, who is Amber.
Yeah.
Who was Matthew Lillard? Lillard, is it?
Yeah, Matthew Lillard.
Yeah. And so it was like, if you'd seen the original movie, they tell you.
They do.
There's also an advertisement that plays before the movie with one of those, like, it's not Maria Menounos, but it's like somebody like that, where it's like, oh my goodness, here's all the characters and their relations. Screw actually watching the movie. I don't think you were.
Yeah, I missed that part.
You were lucky, because I'd seen it, but then they were like, we revisit. I forgot whoever Matthew played. Stu.
Stu's house.
We revisit Stu's house, and this guy's back, and this guy's back, and this person dies, and this person is this person's daughter. And it's like, I'm here to watch the movie. I don't need to know. I don't need to be watching a review of it.
I am glad I didn't see that. I will say the fun fact that I had that was spoilery.
Mm-hmm.
Amber dies by catching on fire.
Oh, that's the
last
one.
That is brutal. The last movie she was in was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where she played one of the cult members
really?
who catches on fire.
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's really
cool.
funny. Yeah, no, I think it would be.
I did think that last
probably
sequence with like Amber's like kind of death and kill. I didn't think that was executed as well.
It was definitely like, it was cheesy horror movie. Where
it was like
you
we
have
to
do
wrap
the
this
honors.
up. Like, come on.
Right. I don't know. My favorite death scene, I would probably be in terms of death scene, probably the guy you said,
Wes.
Yes.
Yeah, Wes had a really good scene. I felt so bad for the mom, Judy.
Yeah.
Because like she was just trying to help her kid.
Right. Like she feels like she didn't deserve to die. Yeah. Hers was probably, or like, I don't know. I was about to say hers is the most predictable, but it's a Scream movie, so if you can't predict who's gonna die, then there's probably something wrong. But hey, that's what I got. Do you have anything else you want to talk about in terms of spoilers or anything else with Scream?
Not with Scream. Do you want to do a really quick review of Kingsman?
Sure. I really liked it. I liked the World War I vibes.
I had some fun with it.
There's a lot of problem with the pacing and tones that a lot of people have. I really don't.
I had some problems with it, but they weren't huge.
I thought it was separated from Kingsman, but still enough to be like that kind of energetic, like crazy vibe where it's like it's hard to keep that, like, here's all the technology stuff, but it's World War I, so you can't really do that. I loved how close they were to hit the history of everything.
I really enjoyed that too.
You had Gavrilo Princip, you had obviously Rasputin, who's like proposed to be the
big bad. He was probably
bad.
one of the best like fight scenes in the movie.
I agree.
That was really good.
His choreography.
They do keep a lot of the manicness of the original Kingsman movies, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
This movie has a lot of violence, a lot of like heart with the father and son dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming on Hulu actually.
Really?
In February.
That's fast.
Just a few weeks.
Well, if you like war films, if you like funny films, if you like
Kingsman,
like Kingsman, then
check it out.
It's a good one to check out.
What was your score?
Oh my god, it was high. It was like a 90 something.
Yeah, it was
like
something
91, 92.
Yeah, I gave around a 7 out of 10.
You weren't too shocked by it, or too thrilled.
Yeah, just because I really love the first Kingsman and I really enjoy the second Kingsman.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like it reached that level. Maybe on par with the second one.
Mm-hmm. I wish I'd seen the other ones like more recently.
Yeah.
Because I'd seen them, but like so long ago. But that's the Kingsman, the King apostrophe
Man.
S Man.
A horrible title.
It's an interesting one. It's definitely one they just forgot to change before posting.
I mean,
it.
at least they just didn't call it Kingsman.
At least they
with Scream.
They should have just
and Scream.
You have a point.
Yeah.
We've not been doing a lot of really good named films. Are we gonna call this Scream 5? Or I guess we have to call it Scream.
I'm gonna title it Scream (2022).
That's the best.
Yeah.
But anyways,
yeah.
I believe that is everything we have. Thank you for joining us for this week.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully this recording is not absolutely ruined.
Yes. That would be very bad.
Wonderful if it just kind of was created the right way.
Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram.
Yes.
At That's a Wrap NCR.
And until next week.
Whoa, hold on. Next week,
we're going
to review either Redeeming Love.
You're lucky.
Or The King's Daughter.
Yes.
The King's Daughter was filmed in 2014. And this is 7 years later.
And then the other movie
8 years later. And that's going to be... Yeah, Redeeming Love has a 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. So either way,
all right.
I don't want to prejudge. They're going to be bad movies. So it's going to be a fun time.
It will be fun.
But until then...
Do you have anything else?
No, that's all.
Okay. Until then...
That's a wrap.